Okay. All right, ladies, welcome to our Tuesday training night. My name is Lisa Sauer. I'm a registered nurse based on the Sunshine Coast of Australia. Anybody who knows me knows that this product fires me up. I absolutely love it. So tonight I wanted to talk to you guys, though, about the oxidative stress story. Now, we know that facts tell and stories sell. And my personal experience with LifeVantage has been a really powerful demonstration of that exact process. When I was first introduced to the information and I delved really deep into the science of it all, I discovered that basically I had to be 100% clear that this was amazing and beneficial and that I could put my name to it before I was willing and confident to join with the business. I knew I was going to share the product, but I really felt that pressure as a nurse to make sure that this was 100% amazing. And I can say that it absolutely is, and I'm really pleased to say that. But I delved so deep into the science and I was so excited by what I saw that honest to goodness, I spent my first year just absolutely verbally vomiting science on people. And I can tell you it doesn't get you very far. So you might be excited and the facts are amazing, but facts tell and it's the stories that sell. So tonight's training, I really wanted to focus in on our oxidative stress story. So why is understanding oxidative stress so important? If you pick up our little blue bottle and you have a look on the side of it, it says Pretandem, but then it says protection against oxidative stress. If you go to the TGA certification summary, under our specific indications, the very first thing it says is protection against oxidative stress. So we all know that compliance is important, but we have the ability, the permission, we have the right to be able to say our product protects against oxidative stress. That's our claim to fame. That's what we do. So there's two main reasons. Because Pretandem, that it's so important, it's because it protects against oxidative stress. And the second one is because our customers and distributors need to know that this protection may not mean that they feel anything. I've had quite a few people come to me in the last few weeks and say, listen, I've got X customer who's coming to me and saying, I'm not feeling anything, what do I do? Well, I'm here to be the bearer of bad news and good news at the same time. If you've got people coming to you and giving you that information, it's because right from the get-go, they haven't been set up to understand the power of the oxidative stress story. And so because that's the case, they're kind of expecting to sort of feel something. That protection, that word protection, that's crucial for us to be explaining when we're sharing this with everybody. So basically, we want people to understand how vitally important protection against oxidative stress is. Okay, so this is the goal. This is where we come to the goal. And I've been doing a lot about the Epiphany Bridge and things like that. So on the left side, you're going to see some little stick dudes and they are not happy. Now, that's the situation that's not wanted. The bridge symbolizes the path to what they do want. And obviously on the other side, they're very happy and plump and looking amazing. So when we share our products in our business opportunity, we know that we are aiming to move people from an unwanted situation, whether that is poor health or poor finances, across our bridge product or opportunity to a wanted situation, which is either better or improved health and finances. However, we know that that is not the only thing that Pretandem can do. We are not just treating people who are feeling unwell or who are feeling that they don't have good finances. They're not the only categories of people that we can help. We know that our product is so beneficial that it helps absolutely everybody, because it's that protection against oxidative stress. So that's where we're a little bit different, and I just wanted to be able to bring this to the forefront of your minds, that this is this is really the nix of what we're doing here. We have a solution to a problem that the world doesn't even realize it's got yet. That's what gives me goosebumps. That's what makes me smile. That's what keeps me going, even when your life is crazy and hectic and busy. And in order for people to come to that same conclusion, they need to understand what oxidative stress is, why that's a problem, and how Protandim is the bridge to their solution, which is AKA protection against oxidative stress. So how do we tell this story? Now, I always start with the cells, because I like to reconnect people with the fact that we are not just a hand, we're not just a head, we're not just a body. We are made up of trillions and trillions and trillions of cells. So our brain cells, our skin cells, our heart cells, our lung cells, at our very basic level, we are cells. I always use this little infographic with the normal healthy cell, then that cell attacked by too many free radicals, and the cell with oxidative stress. That is one of my absolute favorites. I refresh people on free radicals versus antioxidants, good guys versus bad guys. Now, I always say to people, yes, they're good guys, bad guys, but they're like the yin and the yang, because without oxygen, we don't live. But the byproduct of oxygen is free radicals. And our body simultaneously has a way of dealing with that with our natural defense, which is our antioxidant enzymes. It very much is a yin and a yang thing. So, one thing leads to another. But then I also point out that it's our modern age, it's the world we're living in that leads to our defense system being overwhelmed. And when we have too many free radicals, like that middle infographic there, we have too many free radicals, it equals cellular damage. Now, at this point, I always try to link this for people in their head. Oxidative stress equals cellular damage, but that is also equals free radical damage. All three things mean exactly the same thing. I like to point that out because sometimes people will understand free radical damage because of the history or something that they've heard in the past. And sometimes it means nothing to them. But by linking it, it gives people the opportunity to grab any kind of knowledge that they've got and bring that to the forefront of their minds. So the next thing that I like to do when I'm telling this story is I connect high oxidative stress and disease. And you can link high cellular damage and disease, or free radical damage and disease, whatever is triggering for them. But either way, you're making that connection. So you're saying, yep, there's high levels of cellular damage, and they are linked with more than 200 different diseases. And most of you are familiar with that. I'm not we're not reinventing the wheel here, but what I'm trying to get you guys to understand is that we are making that connection. We are telling that story. We're saying, right, if the end goal is understanding that protection against oxidative stress is vitally important for us in our world, then everything we tell along the way in that story is built towards people grabbing that understanding so that by the end of it, it's a no-brainer that you would be on Protandim for the rest of your life. So yes, we make that connection between the 200 different disease states and high oxidative stress. Again, we validate with PubMed and let them do their own research, let them make those connections. I love the sheet of paper that shows the 200 different diseases. Don't put Protandim on the top of it, just say a list of conditions linked with high oxidative stress, because that is information you can find anywhere. And this is what we're talking about, is oxidative stress. I also love to mention how many oxidative stress studies are currently on PubMed, and I make reference to how many there were 3 years ago and how many there were 2 years before that, because they are doubling in such a short period of time. And with the average cost of research being around about the $50,000 mark, that's a lot of research papers that are being conducted. That's a lot of money that's being spent in that area, and there's a reason for that. And when you tell people that, that validates, again, why are people spending money on that sort of stuff? Because it's important. And so is what we've got our hands on. So what causes oxidative stress? So you've just set the scene. You've just said, yep, our cells get damaged, high levels of cell damage equal or are linked to more than these disease states. So the next thing you want to do is say, right, well, here's your body, and this is how you are being impacted on that. And that's where obviously our environmental toxins, our smoking, our stress, the whole kit and caboodle comes into effect. I always like to compare how we live today with 40 years ago, because most people can grasp that. 40 years ago, mobile phones, TVs, you know, that sort of stuff, well, TVs were just coming out, you know, mobile phones were only just coming out. That sort of stuff was not as mainstream as today. You know, talk about, I say to people, if you eat, breathe, or drink, you have free radicals. You cannot avoid them. But in the world that we're living in, if you have artificial colors, flavors, preservatives, if you're drinking chlorinated water, you know, all the usual things that we would say on that slide, but connect it with your skin is the largest organ in the body. You know, everything that you put on it, from deodorant to makeup to, you know, whatever, that all increases free radical production. But the biggest, by far, the biggest concern that I think we have facing us at the moment is Wi-Fi and our mobile phones and our iPads and laptops. I mean, think about this for a second. Our children and ourselves, we are in homes where we've got Wi-Fi. You walk out into the car, you've got GPS and Bluetooth. You go to work, you've got more Wi-Fi. The kids go to school, they've got more Wi-Fi. You go to the shopping centre, you've got more Wi-Fi. And you cannot avoid exposure to this day in, day out, and all of that increases free radicals. So you're giving people practical examples of how they function and go through their day and how free radicals are literally impacting their body. Because if they can't grasp it, then none of this means anything to them. So I also like to, you know, to mention to people that, you know, on any given day we have 13 sextillion free radicals in the body, and make you know, when you're telling them that detail, make sure that they can somehow grasp that number, because that number is absolutely huge. You really want them to get a feel for the fact that we now live in a world where, you know, our body cannot cope. We are so overwhelmed with what is going on. There was one other thing I was going to say, totally lost it. I'll have to tell you later in the slide. So our defense system, yes, can't cope. Protandim is definitely the answer. We go through our ratios. We know the one-to-ones and the blueberries. Yep, truckload of blueberries, however you want to say that slide. It doesn't matter. What we're saying is all those direct antioxidants that people are taking and going on about, they cannot stand a chance of being able to put a dent into the number that we are exposed to. And therefore, activating naturally our body's own ability to do that at a rate of 1 to 1 million per second with our antioxidant enzymes, that's where the power of Protandim kicks in. Now, usually at about this point, I also like to make mention to people that you cannot patent a natural product. You cannot pick up turmeric, you cannot pick up green tea and patent those products. The only way that you can patent a product is to be able to prove that, one, there is synergy, and two, that it does something that is so unique that nothing else can do except that specific combination. And I'll then point out we have 9 patents on our product. So these are things that, you know, you're saying to people because you want them to understand this is a big deal. That's a huge deal. So yes, we explain it's a natural activator, and that yes, it turns on our body's own natural defense system, and yes, it is far more effective. I don't go too much into your nerve twos and your things like that because you lose people. You really want to connect them. This story is about connecting them with themselves. It's all about the benefits for them because they don't give a toss about any of the facts that you've got in there. They just care about what it means to them and their bodies. So obviously we're going to validate everything that we say. I love to use PubMed because anybody can go to PubMed. They can put in high oxidative stress and whatever they want and look up whatever research has been conducted on that. Of course, we always use our disclaimer. We do not claim to treat, prevent, cure, mitigate disease. But I follow that up with, if we were able to make those claims, we'd be classed as a drug. And personally, I am exceptionally proud of the fact that we are unique and natural and a category creating product. What we have is a powerful tool to help our amazing bodies do what we do best, and that is take care of our inner workings. And we do this by protecting our bodies against oxidative stress, therefore decreasing that overwhelm and increasing our body's natural defense. Now, I've had other people talk to me about the studies, and they've had people come to them and say, yeah, rats, in vitro, blah. Who cares? We have a product that reduces oxidative stress that's been proven conclusively with our main research study that was done on humans, proving 100% of mammals, 100% of the time, decreased oxidative stress, an average of 40% in 30 days. Now, that cannot be disproven, and blood doesn't lie. And then if anyone wants to butt me after that, I just say, well, hang on a second. Have you seen how many research facilities and universities have studied our product? Now, parts of those research have been on reducing that oxidative stress level. So do you not think at any given time anybody could have blown that out of the water? They could have if it was not true, but it's true. It's 100% true. So all those other studies are the icing on the cake. They're amazing studies, but at the end of the day, when we talk about protection against oxidative stress, our main study, that's our most important one. The NIA study, I love that. That's huge. And anyone who wants to question the synergy, have a look at the NIA study. Seriously, high-dose turmeric, high-dose green tea, not even proven to extend by anything. Our blend, 7%. That's massive. Like I said, all of our other studies are awesome, but they're the icing on the cake. So just to wrap this up, and I know this has been rather quick tonight, but this is just a basic overview for you guys, because I just want you to get you starting to think about the oxidative stress story and about what our product does in the body. We are exposed to higher levels of oxidative stress, and we're seeing that in the rising rates of disease. There are what they call diseases of modern living, which are your thyroid conditions, your cancers, your metabolic syndromes, everything like that. They are rising rapidly in terms of the population. And at the end of the day, you don't term them diseases of modern living without acknowledging the fact that the way we're living is contributing to the rising rates of that. Proteinum is natural, and it does provide a solution by protecting against oxidative stress. So we know all of these things, but these are the concluding things that you're going to be saying to people in terms of their oxidative stress story. So at the end of the day, what we want to do is we want to say, this is what oxidative stress is, this is why high levels are bad, this is why reducing it with our product, which is the only one on the market that can do it, is a good thing. And we're setting people up then so that they understand they don't have to feel anything. What they're doing is getting a visual in their head that their body is being protected from being the manky little cell on the end, on that cell slide. You've got nice, healthy, vibrant cells. I love what Skip Campbell says. He says you don't want to be sick in order to be able to feel better from taking this. The whole point of taking this is to be your most vital, your most vibrant, to protect your body against, that oxidative stress that can occur. That's the whole point of it. So I really hope this helps you guys moving forward and with sharing this with others. And I'll wrap that up and end the recording, and then we can have questions after that.